Clint Eastwood unleashes on woke culture, and they can't handle it. This is a suggestion via Discord coming from the channel Woke Busters. Let's go ahead and check this out immediately, guys.
There's 23 million unemployed people in this country. This administration hasn't done enough to cure that.
Clint Eastwood, a true Hollywood icon, is one of the few who have consistently resisted the influence of woke ideology in the film industry. Throughout his career, he has maintained a somewhat uncertain position on political and cultural correctness. A significant moment came during the 1973 Oscars when his actions made headlines, becoming a defining point in his career.
I don't know if I should present this award on behalf of all the cowboys shot in all the John Ford westerns over the years.
On that night, Marlon Brando refused his Oscar for The Godfather. Sachin Littlefeather, a Native American activist, stepped in to speak out against Hollywood's mistreatment of Native Americans. Despite the tense atmosphere, Clint didn't hesitate to voice his thoughts.
They're all concerned with the human dilemma and our confrontation with the fates. Human beings engulfed in a lunatic dictatorship. Men brutalized by their fellow men in a hostile river. Families ripping up their old roots.
This statement caused a stir back then, but not quite like it does now. Although his joke was—
Yeah, I can definitely tell you right now that people will probably take a lot more offense nowadays, at least, than back then.
This statement caused a stir back then, but not quite like it does now. Although his joke was met with few laughs in 1973, the story has resurfaced almost 50 years later. It has generated fresh backlash, with social media flooding with outrage, condemning his words as inappropriate and even racist, and calling for his cancellation. Yet, Clint Eastwood is known for not apologizing, and the cancellation attempt quickly lost momentum.
What did you make of what happened tonight?
Well, listen, I think it depends on which side you're on in all of this. Obviously, people are going to try to find negatives if you're on the left.
Clint comes from a time when jokes were simply jokes and not scrutinized for deeper meanings. He has also made it clear that he doesn't take political sides, preferring to stay open to various viewpoints instead of committing to a particular ideology.
What do I care about? It's not the younger generation, it's the older generation now. The younger generation's fine.
However, that
Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know.
single event isn't the only reason Clint continues to be a target of woke culture. For many years, Clint has criticized political correctness, claiming it erodes the authenticity of Hollywood. While others in the industry remain cautious, he steadfastly—
He's right. If that's the context here, he's definitely right. Like when Hollywood started just completely only making films exclusively to push a narrative or to push some, I don't know, insert, sub niche genre of person, let's say. Yeah, when they started doing that, that was not the best thing in the world, guys. It's no longer authentic. It's just purely, oh, let's promote this today.
the authenticity of Hollywood. While others in the industry remain cautious, he steadfastly holds to his views. This seasoned actor and director, now in his later years, has had enough of the political correctness that has come to dominate the profession.
Talk about political correctness in a new Esquire magazine interview. Here's the quotes. Everybody's getting tired of political correctness. Kissing up. That's the kiss-ass generation. I'm sorry I used that word. Generation we're in right now. Everybody's walking on eggshells.
Yeah, this definitely looks like the 90s, so imagine what he would say about Gen Z, because that's interesting.
Clint's legendary career with films like Dirty Harry and Unforgiven has solidified his tough guy persona. His unshakable outlook has kept him in the spotlight beyond just his on-screen roles. Let's revisit one of his most memorable remarks, which perfectly showcases his no-nonsense attitude.
You're gonna look awfully silly with that knife sticking up your ass.
Oh, okay. Didn't
Clint
expect that
Eastwood's
to
entire career demonstrates this
uncensored?
approach. From Unforgiven to $1 Million Baby to American Sniper, he has consistently pushed boundaries with stories that explore the depths of human nature. These are the kinds of films that once defined Hollywood, unfiltered, genuine, and fearless of criticism. However, in today's industry, such storytelling is becoming increasingly rare as the focus shifts to safer plots that avoid causing offense.
Are afraid to admit that they may be made mistakes. So it's better to be overly defensive and just say, well, I'm voting for him again. I just tried to give people, when I was at the RNC.
He has openly criticized this change.
All right, so he definitely can't say that he did not pick sides here, guys.
I just tried to give people, when I was at the RNC.
He has openly criticized this change in the industry, sharing his dissatisfaction with how directors are now more focused on playing it safe rather than taking risks. Clint argues that movies should reflect real life, even if it's uncomfortable to watch.
I just wanted the real people, the real victims of it all, to get some sort of relief that the truth is put out there.
Clint's 2020 movie, Richard Jewell, once more questioned mainstream narratives, focusing on the story of a man wrongly accused by the media. The film highlighted his dedication to telling significant stories, even when they challenged the prevailing norms of Hollywood.
And then people can gang up against you for no particular reason, or they have just a small amount of information, and they just run off with that.
Clint's defiance of Hollywood's political correctness extends beyond his films. It's a core aspect of his identity. He has earned a reputation for being true to himself, opting to live by his own rules in a world where others are hesitant, concerned about making the wrong statement.
With people in your life, you thought, man, I need to make a film about this.
No, not until I read the whole story, the way he designed it, and the fact that he did kind of a spiritual take without making it necessarily.
He has no interest in following trends or pandering to the so-called woke crowd. His focus is on telling stories that matter because they are genuine.
It's a cultural thing. It expresses embarrassment or insecurity. It's not that they're laughing at you or anything.
Gran Torino.
People are nuts.
A prime example of this is Gran Torino, where Clint plays a war veteran who gradually comes to terms with his immigrant neighbors. The film doesn't shy away from tough issues, making it even more impactful. His character's straightforwardness reflects Clint's own perspective on life. He's not focused on portraying flawless individuals, but rather on capturing the unfiltered reality of human experience.
And that's kind of what I respect here, guys. Guys, and not every single person is always so prim and proper with their delivery of speech, guys. That's just the reality here. Watching Gran Torino, I was absolutely shocked seeing that film was suggested to me to encounter, like right now in this day and age, at least, right? Like this came out pretty recently, guys, right? And I was just like, wow, how did this get by the Hollywood censors?
I liked
it. Was a great film, though.
The character, because he's a guy who, I like playing the character because he's a guy who's old school. He's from another generation. He's haunted by some of the things in his past, but he's also he talks to people in a way that people used to talk.
Well, I think you're an overeducated 27-year-old version.
Even before
Guys, that could be good or bad, but I think most people are going to probably think that this is, how about this? Depending on the era that the person is coming from, will depend on what they actually feel about that statement there. But there does come a time where language just generally changes, guys. It has been changing for the last 1,000 years, guys. Like, go back, I don't know, even 300 years and speak to someone in English.
Torino hit theaters. So it was likely to be labeled as controversial, but Clint wouldn't have had it any other.
Don't censor yourself like that if you don't have to, specifically if you're not in the industry that relies on, like, let's say, advertising. Definitely, why are you censoring yourself, bro? Don't do that.
Other way, he's never shied away from tackling difficult subjects, regardless of how the so-called woke audience responds.
Okay, you did two things wrong. One is you asked a question, and two is you asked another question. This kind of certainty comes but just once in a lifetime.
Every gun makes its own tune.
An accident is fate. Murder is evil.
Despite his success, Clint has never conformed to Hollywood standards. He refuses to pander to the right people or echo the expected talking points to fit in. His unwillingness to change has only solidified his legendary status in the industry. Even after stepping out of the spotlight, he remains a symbol of defiance. Unfazed by being labeled irrelevant by critics, Clint remains focused on creating films and speaking his truth. At 94, Clint continues to direct films with the same unwavering drive he's had throughout his career. His unique approach has earned admiration from younger actors who value his dedication to telling stories with depth and authenticity.
And he did a beautiful job with it.
He did a fine job. No, I love the guy. No, seriously. Both. No. I say that because he's like, it's like, guess what? Mount Rushmore just came down from South Dakota, and you're working for him now.
In a time when many people hesitate to speak their minds, Clint Eastwood stands as a steadfast voice. He refuses to be silenced and continues to challenge Hollywood norms. The industry might try to push him out, but Clint Eastwood isn't going anywhere. What do you think? Is Eastwood a relic of the past, or is he the voice Hollywood needs today? Leave your thoughts in the...
Okay, guys, really quickly. So yes, is he a relic of the past? In fact, because here's the thing. Everyone that's basically allowing it to happen and continue, they're not going to say anything to him because of his age. I'm just going to be honest here. They know that he's not going to have much longer, so they're just going to let him basically ride it out. That's basically it. But now let someone younger, attempt to, let's say, infiltrate Hollywood. They're going to be brought to task, guys. They're not going to be able to be like him, specifically there, at least, until all of these media companies realize that it's no longer, let's say, profitable to specifically keep pushing things that the entirety of, how about this here? Let's say 70% of the country, at least, the voting base, do not really want to encounter any longer, guys. I mean, until they realize that, then nothing is going to change, guys. And to be honest, I'm not even sure the left even fully grasps that that was the reason. I'm not sure, guys. Ooh. But either way, guys, listen, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I do think that Clint Eastwood is, like, no one is really going to severely or seriously check him for his mouth, guys, until he's, they're just not going to do it. They're just going to let him ride it out, guys, because he's a legend. It is what it is, guys, right? But, all right. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. The fact that you just made it to the end of the video says a whole lot, actually. We have a couple other channels. MrLboyd Music, MrLboyd Movie Reacts, along with MrLboyd Discusses, where I just generally speak about the things that specifically matter to me. But in the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.